Jesh Mataji, brothers and sisters, let's get ready for this morning meditation, which will be conducted by Ivory Coast Collective in West Africa. Let's start by the arti to welcome Sri Mataji. Swagata agata swagatam. Swagata agata swagatam. Ambesabe karate swagatam. Ambesabe karate swagatam. Ajamare Vishwapadare Shri Mataji Avpahintare Junjunke karatengam Junjunke karatengam Je swagata agata swagatam 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 Pujavari Mataji ke Parashwari Paka Pujavari Mataji ke Darashwari Paka Karate Swagata Dil Segata Karate Swagata Dil Segata Prem Fuloke Mara Panatae Prem Fuloke Mara Panatae Je Swagata Agata Swagatam Swagata Agata Swagatam Nimalamase Vinachamare Nimalamase Vinachamare Jivana Sukhe Se Karadebare Jivana Sukhe Se Karadebare Ananda Prem Shanti Sadayare Ananda Prem Shanti Sadayare Je Swagata Agata Swagatam Swagata Agata Swagatam Ambesabe Karate Swagatam Ambesabe Karate Swagatam Ajamare Vishwapadare Shri Mataji Apahintare Junjunke karatengam Junjunke karatengam Je swagata agata swagata agatam swagata agata swagatam agatam swagata agata swagatam. Namaskar. Shri Mataji, Divine Mother, please thank you for the great opportunity you are giving us today to worship you. Mother, humbly, we are asking you to give us your blessing and to bless all your children all over the world. Mother, please protect your creation and destroy all negativity attacking the human being. And let Saja Yoga spread all over the world. Jai Shri Mataji. Let's raise our Kundalini and give us abundance. the Maha Mantra. Reciting. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswati Mahakali Regunatmika Kundalini Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namah Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Sahasrara Swamini Moksha Pradayini Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namah Shri Ganesha, please be kind, merciful, and forgiving, that you manifest within ourselves. Let all these hypocritical things, all these conditionings, and all this wrong idea we have, or all the wrong life we have had, just disappear like thin air. And let the beautiful moonlight of your soothing qualities of innocence be manifested through us. Sri Mataji Devi, Sri Ganesha Puja, Lanner, Bar, Austria, 26 August 1990. Sakshat Sri Adi Shakti Mataji Sri Nirmala Devi Namo Namah. Mantra to Sri Ganesha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namah. Sri Ganesha, I'm going to be worthy of your attention. Please make me innocent so that I am in your attention. Shri Mother, you are Sri Ganesha. Please give me wisdom and discrimination. Sri Ganesha Sakshat. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namah. Shri Ganesha Sakshat. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo. Shri Ganesha Sakshat. Om Vameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo. Now let's balance our channels. Left hand to Sri Mataji and right hand to Mother Earth. Sri Mataji, verily you are Sri Mahakali. Grandmother, please purify my left channel and give us the pure desire. Shri Mahakali Vairava Sakshat. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mahakali Vairava Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namo. Let's put the attention on our left shoulder and pray Shri Lalita Chakra Swamini. Shri Lalita Chakra Swamini Sakshat. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Lalita Chakra Swamini Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namo. Shri Mataji, Mother, we are fortunate to be under your protection. Now the right channel. The right hand on our lap and the left one to the sky. Shri Mataji, truly you are Shri Mahasaraswati. Mother, please purify our right channel and give us the pure attention. Mother, we are just instruments. You are the doer. Shri Mahasaraswati Anumana Saksha. Tvameva Saksha Shri Mahasaraswati Anumana Saksha Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namo. Let's put the attention on our right shoulder and pray Shri Shri Chakra Swamini. Shri Shri Chakra Swamini Sakshat. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Shri Chakra Swamini Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo. Shumatagi, verily you are the Holy Spirit. Now both hands on the laps to balance the central channel. Srimataji, you are Sri Mahalakshmi. Mother, please help us grow further. Shri Mahalakshmi Ganesha Sakshat. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mahalakshmi Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namo. Mataji, please consolidate my connection with the divine. Now let's say Chamundaye Viche Nama mantra so that Sri Chamunda destroy all negativity inside us. So the mantra is Om Ain Rin Clean Chamundaye Viche Namaha. Attention on the Sasrara. Chamundaye Viche Namaha. Sat Sri Adi Shakti Mataji Sri Nimala Devi Namo. Now let's listen the talk of Sri Mataji, which was in 1929 in UK.
Most of you are Sahajogis here. I think some new people have come. Are there? Yes. Who else is there? Yeah, Suman is there. Yes, it's true. Now, those who have got realization, those who have felt the vibrations, must know that they are now developing into another being. The germination has started, and you must allow the germination to work out its own way. But normally, when we get realization also, we do not realize that it is a tremendous thing that has happened within us. That this triggering, which is an impossibility, has taken place within us, and it has to work out slowly. It has to develop and evolve us into that. And because we do not feel it, we do not take it that seriously as we should, our realization. Moreover, they are surrounded by people who have not felt the vibration. They do not know this area. They have never seen it. As Guru Nanak has called it, it is alakha. They have not seen it. They don't know about it. They don't know there is a power of God that exists, which understands, coordinates, cooperates with you, which is working in the collective being, which makes you aware of that collective being and of others also. This alakha, or we can call it aparoksha, which is not seen by anyone, which no one knows about. They talk about it. They talk about kingdom of God. They talk about God's powers, divine power. It's all talk, 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 talk. But once you are triggered into it, you have to grow into it. Unless and until you grow into it, you will be dwarfed. Especially for people who have come from fake gurus and from false things that they have been following. They don't know how terrible these things are. Like you are in a crocodile, and suddenly you discover it's a crocodile. How fast you would run from that? But even the understanding that it is a crocodile and it is going to eat you off doesn't come up so easily. Are you going? All right. All right. So, bye-bye. And as I have told you, you tell your sister. You have to form the nucleus and you have to write to me about it. And that you have to work out very well there. All right? You tell her what I have told you about Ireland. All right. May God bless you. Bye. Jim, are you going to? All right. So this one doesn't realize also. As you do not realize that triggering, which is the most difficult thing, has happened to you. It is difficult. But it has happened to you. You know why it has happened. You take that one for granted, and also you take the devils for granted. At least don't take the devils for granted. Run away from them as soon as possible. Meditate, and try to establish yourself in the realm of divine love. I say it is divine love. You cannot understand what is divine love is. You cannot understand any human being who loves you only for love's sake. Just because that person loves you, he goes on loving because he enjoys that loving. In Sanskrit it is called avyaj, that there is no interest. Avyaj. It's just flowing. Even when it corrects you in love. And the protection of divine love is the only way you are germinating. That love gives you that warmth needed, that strength needed, that confidence needed. Everything is given to you by that divine love. So, one has to realize that it is love and love and love is the basis of all this creation. God has created this world, this universe, only because He loved. And He wants to bestow this blessing on you because He loves you. But how far you love yourself is the problem. How far you understand yourself is the problem. You do not evaluate yourself. And that is the reason why, though the Kundalini has risen, and you have got realization, your vibrations are flowing, the growth is very slow. Because attention has been outside. And even after realization, it is outside. Sometimes it is sucked in, again it goes outside. Then we do not change our old habits at all. We go on sticking to those old habits. Our structure of life, our styles of thinking continue to be the same. Again we find ourselves lost into the same shambles. Now Sahaja Yoga gives you realization, all right. But also it gives you a long rope to hang yourself. If you do not pay heed to yourself and to your being, if you don't love yourself and understand that you are the instrument of God by which for the first time you are going to give realization to people. You are going to save people from getting drowned. And this is the first time you are made like that. This capability you never had and no human beings have, which you have got now today. Very few people had this capability. Very, very few people. But now you have got that capacity. And you do not want to evaluate yourself. How important it is. If you could realize, then you would work it out. Allow the blossoming to come up. On the contrary, I find, today because you are all Sahaja Yogis, I can talk to you like this. Normally it is about Kundalini and all that, but I find that you do not see the movements of your Kundalini. If you try to understand, and she's the one who loves you the most. But she's your individual mother. And if you try to follow her, you will see that she's suggesting where is the problem with you, what you have to correct, what you have to do. Because she wants to perfect you. She wants to help you. So if you start watching it carefully, with love, with understanding, she's very playful, extremely sweet, full of beautiful plays like a little child. She will tickle you here and there, call for your attention. She doesn't trouble you. You have to be just alert about her. And she really matures. You have seen people with time how they have matured. But you have to pay attention to her and to yourself. Otherwise, what is your value without enlightenment? What is the value of a human being without enlightenment? What is the use of having human beings if they are not enlightened? What is the use of this instrument if it is not put to the means? The rest is all useless, isn't it? And it is you who have to raise the people. You have to enlighten the people. As we have some gas lights, you see. A man runs up to the gas lights to lighten them. He only has the power or capacity to do it. So he runs up the street, lighting all the gas lights. It is he who has to do. He is appointed for that. Sahaj yogis must realize what is their value. What have you made out of Sahaj Yoga? How many people have you saved? How many people you have helped? Instead of your own problems are so many, and you are creating problems for others by talking, by discussing, by arguing. You cannot discuss it out. You must know. You cannot argue it out. It has to work by itself. By arguing, discussing, fussing, judging, confusing yourself, you create a problem for your Kundalini to work it out. Are you not seeking your spirit? Are you not worried about the salvation of your own spirit? If so, what are you doing about it? That's the most important thing. I think everybody realizes this. That only achieving self-realization is not the end of it. Because it's just the sprouting that has started. You have to go further. You have to have compassion for others who haven't got it as yet. You have to think about them. You have to give it to them. Work it out. Put all your mind to it. But still I find people are busy with other things. They go back into the same circle. You should be busy. I don't say that you should not do something for your living. You have to do it. This is one thing very important for us to know, that we have to work it out. We have to allow it to grow within ourselves. Well, I mean, if you say that, Mother, we have all faith in you, that's all. That's not sufficient. What faith do you have? What do you mean by faith? It's such a vague term. What is faith after all? Have you ever analyzed the word faith? Some people think that we have all faith in Mother. If we sing her praise, finished. For that one has to reach a certain stage, like Adi Shankaracharya had reached. Have you got faith in yourself is the point. Who is having faith in me is the one who has no faith in oneself. You have to have faith in yourself and in all your fellow beings. All the other Sahaj Yogis. I've already told you that Sahaj Yoga is not going to work out individually. Anybody who thinks that I am something greater than the others is a gone case. Nobody should work Sahaj Yoga for oneself in that way. You have to work collectively for every one of them. Any one of you who thinks that you have something higher than the others have, you are sadly mistaken. It's like one eye saying that I am higher than the other, or one nose saying I am higher than the eyes. Everything has its own place in the body of Virat. And everybody is so important as well as dispensable. You know what happens in Sahaj Yoga, very common in India, not so much here. I mean, Indians do this way. They have certain very good points, like, I mean, whenever I go, I find them very much matured and very much developed. Because they are not such thinkers as you are. You are great thinkers, visionaries, intellectuals, you see. And I was thinking all the intellectuals will be developing a horn here like this after some time. And when you'll see them, you'll know that these intellectuals who are denouncing God and denouncing all His ways, they are not intellectuals, I would say, to that extent. But they fail in certain things. While you fail in certain things. They always had this kind of a thing that somebody came up like a one man. He said, no, I'm something great. You see, then he says, I'm this, I'm that. Goes on with this kind of a hopping. And he shows down other people. And then suddenly, such a person is brought down. And the people are shocked. Mother, what happened? You cannot, you see, if you have to even pull a dead carpet like that, you cannot pull one side of it. You have to carry the whole. Only one person cannot shoot off in the whole game. Now you take my position. Yes, I know I have all the powers. Everything is there, of course. I'm supposed to be much higher and all that. Supposed to be, I should say. But confronting you, I have to come down. I have to fight the way with you up the hill. Every step we have to go together hand in hand. You know that. Some chakras are catching, all right, so I put my chakra into play. It works out. It works out that way. But you know that how much I have to struggle. How much I have to work hard. It's a task, giving realization. My Kundalini doesn't need anything. You know that. But still she has to carry your heavy Kundalini on herself and raise it. It's a very heavy thing. Only a person of real love can do that. That's the only criteria. The one who does not have love cannot do it. It is too much a thing to do. The whole body vibrating, every center vibrating. It's not easy. But it's just the love, the compassion between you and me, which suits me. Which covers all the tasks and the labor and the thing that I have to put in. And sometimes it's such a wasteful thing I feel about some people. It is such a waste with them. But still, the love that has brought us together gives that soothing feeling. And you feel so cheerful every morning you get up with a new fragrance within yourself, feeling so happy about it. So be careful. In dealing with people, you have to deal with love. Not with criticism or in any way showing them down in any way. When you are not anyway higher than anyone, then there is no reason it should be done like that. If you are getting anyway higher, you are helping the collective being. But in that, if you are feeling that you are higher than others, you are again coming down because you are pulling down the collective being. If you put down anyone or condemn anyone like that, then you are putting down that person. And you should not also correct because I am there to correct. It's not easy to correct others. You may hurt them. You don't know even the ways of correcting people. Unless and until you have those powerful vibrations which are emitting from your being, just love, then you can do it. Because of an ego-oriented society, we are very good at hurting others. We dominate others. We don't even know that we are dominating others. There are so many ways I have learned in this country we have by which we dominate in a very subtle way. We talk to people in such a way that we are dominating them. Do we ever think, sit down, how are we going to talk to others, suggesting our love to them? I'll tell you again and again that Sahaja Yoga is nothing but love, love, love. How much you love others is the main point. Despising, criticizing is not good. Yesterday you were just the same. Today you are better off. They are going to be better off still. Of course, some people who are very heavy, who are very troublesome, you should tell them plainly that, sorry sir, you are very negative, we can't bear you. There are some cunning people also who may come in and try to trouble you. To a point is all right, then you have to tell them off that we are sorry. But even to judge whether a person is negative or what sort of a thing he is doing, you are just thinking about it, you are rationalizing. Not through rationality, but through vibrations. Because rationality, a person may appear to be a very nice person, maybe, or a lady coming in. Even the lady will be a terrible stuff. So how much you meditate means how much you love. When you think of others, think how much you love them. Just try to think how beautiful it is. If it is not love, it is hatred. It's like a scorching heat, you see, which will completely take away all the beauty, the smoothness of your heart. Only through love, Sahaja Yoga is going to spread. All these years, you have seen the powers of hatred. You have seen how people hate, how they talk about each other, how they treat each other. There's no tenderness about them. There's no kindness about them. How sharp they are with each other. You have to change all that now. We have to create a world of people who love each other for nothing. Not for money, not for positions, not for beauty, not for sex. Only for love's sake. Only because you have been blessed by love. From next time, we'll be advertising, and there will be many more coming who are new people to Sahaja Yoga. And I'm sure it is going to increase. But I have told you that all of you must find out how many people you can bring in yourself and work out. I must say Jim has done a good job, very good job. I'm very proud of him. He's gone and done such a lot of things. And single-handed he has worked it out, fighting such a horrible monster there. But he's done it. All of you must support him and also such people who want to do something. Put your mind to something like that. All the time we are thinking about jobs, this, that, that. This is a very precious time which should not be lost. All our lives we have done jobs, earning money, marrying, having children and dying. This lifetime, let us do something special for which this whole universe was created. Open the gates of heavens for the rest of the people. You have to be assiduous. There's no compulsion in Sahaja Yoga, you know that very well. There's no timing for it. There's no forcing for it. Because I say it is love. If you do not want to do it, nobody is going to force you. But, as I said, Sahaja Yoga gives a very long rope to hang yourself. Till you go into illusions completely. And you wouldn't even know that you have lost all your vibrations. It is to that extent. If we have entered into something which was unprecedented, we have to take the ways which are unprecedented. You cannot go about with the ways that you have had before. You have to change your methods. Judge every action of yours through love. How much sacrifice you can make for others? What can you sacrifice for others? What service can you do for others Sahajogis I am saying. There is no sacrifice in it, if you see it. What is the sacrifice? It is love. If you love someone and you want to take, say, a rose for a person, and you go to the market, with great difficulty you get the rose. When you get it, you feel happy. But then you get the thorn in the finger. Still you don't mind. It's bleeding, doesn't matter. Then you are just waiting to see the person there. And when you see the person, you forget all that is gone in between. And you give that rose just to express yourself symbolically. And how happy you feel that you have been able to give that rose to that person. This we do every day in our life. But in Sahaja Yoga, you do it without even knowing it. It's happening. You are transmitters. Everywhere you are sitting in meditation, you are transmitting vibrations. Do you know that? At that time, if you are thinking, say, of your jobs and your other things, which you have been thinking before, the transmission is poorer. Think of love. Think of the whole country. Think of the whole world at that time. You are transmitters of these waves of love. And love will flow from you. I told you once that you are made in the form of Ganesha. And that's what you have to do. You know there are vibrations from you coming out. You are sending vibrations out, you know that. That means you are like any deity which is thrown out of the earth's womb. And a big temple is raised, and thousands of people go to worship that. And they say it is a temple of a Jagrut Devata, means a person, Jagrut means enlightened, awakened. And that's just a stone that comes out. And people build a temple on top of that and go there and worship that. While there are so many already sitting here, so many Jagrut, realized souls. These are living, these are moving, these are understanding. They maneuver. The stones only emit vibrations to clear the atmosphere. But you can raise the Kundalini. They cannot raise the Kundalini. You can. And what are you doing about it? Such a precious thing you have got. What are you doing about it? Is it because there is no business with it that we are taking it slowly? Supposing it's an enterprise, then everybody would be up and doing, is it? We have to change our ways and methods of understanding. The reward of God is thousandfold than any enterprise can bestow upon you. When He blesses you, you wouldn't even have words to thank Him. To that extent He goes. Are we depending on Him or on our own old ways? We have to change very much. We have to transform ourselves into new style of thinking. It is very, very important. I hope you will think about it, what I have talked to you today. Don't take to life which has not brought any happiness to you. You have your friends who are Sahaja Yogis. Change your friends. Change your methods of life. You will enjoy much more. This is for you to understand about yourself and about the importance of Sahaja Yoga is. Unless and until it is an enterprise, nobody takes it up seriously. This is the style of Western thinking. It has to be, whether it is hocus pocus or real enterprise, doesn't matter. As long as there is money exchanges, everybody is up and doing. But when it comes to Sahaja Yoga, they have no time even to meditate. Because we have not yet loved, we have not felt that love within ourselves. I wish you could all feel that depth of love. Then you would go all out to work it out for yourself and for others. I would like to have some questions from you, Sahajogis, if possible. And somebody should try to give him. He can get it in no time, realization. ऐसे हाथ रखिएगा इस तरह से. Is there any question? Ask me. Anything practical. Because we have very few new people today, we can just have a very nice chat. In front of me. Will you do to the Queen? No. What I'm saying, will you do to the Queen of England? Feet like. Huh? Before my photograph. Will you spit at the... No. What I'm saying, if your Queen's photograph is there, will you spit at her? Yes, it is. It is an insult. Putting your feet towards somebody is an insult. It's a common thing. No, it is a custom everywhere in the whole world. You have lost all your traditions. Doesn't mean that there were no such traditions of putting up your feet on somebody. Imagine somebody coming down to see you. Somebody whom you have to respect. You put your feet up. I mean, anybody can understand. Even a child understands this. You see, the sense of our respect has come to us from inside, not from outside. It's not rationality. It has come to us from our unconscious. We know how we respect. Say, somebody would say that, what's wrong in talking like this to someone? You see, supposing somebody says, now you know that, even a child knows, if he's talking to elders, he'll put down his head. But here, you see, everybody is so abnormal, you don't know how to do everything, because everything is rationalized, you see. Tomorrow you might say, what's wrong if I stand on my head? I mean, do it. But that's not the way. There are certain normal ways of protocol of praying. How do you pray in the church? Imagine in the church you go and sit with both your feet towards the priest. What will he say? Put down your feet. These things are innate within us. Human beings know already lots of things. They are not animals. They know lots of things already. You don't know how many things are built in you. In a very beautiful way in your understanding as a human being, you know so many things. Nowhere in the world you will find anybody putting up their feet before anyone whom you respect. It's not a sign of respect. There's no question of India or anything. Only thing in India, people have yet preserved all their sense of respect. In other places, they have so rationalized and so ego-oriented that they have no respect for anyone whatsoever. And then it's all right. I mean, you see, it is... No, not that way. Not losing energy. I was just thinking about stressing the feet before somebody whom you respect. Say, my photograph is there or I'm there. Now you respect me, isn't it? Then you would not like to sit with the feet. That's what I'm trying to say. But you see, losing energy and all that is not there at all. Who told you that? That's not, you sleep like that. You don't sleep with the feet on the ground. How can it be? If anybody says that, you should not take it for granted. You see, I think that all this is not so important also. When you sleep, how do you sleep? I mean, it is so simple and natural. You know, this is what happening with rationality. See, very simple things become so funny that I don't know what to say. That's why I said a horn will be growing from here, all of you intellectuals. We'll be having a big horn coming out. So people will know, all right, we know these people. Nobody will face them. You see, it is so simple. Because they are so complicated, all simple things look so horrid. It's a question of respect. And it's a question of, if you are sleeping, of course you stretch your feet like that, straight, it's all right. While you sit down, you can sit like that, there's no harm. You need not be cross-legged all the time. It's not necessary. If you are doing some sort of a exercise or something, you can be like that. But everything now, say, for example, you have got hands. Now this is for many purposes, all right? It is for taking vibrations. It is for eating. It is for scratching. Now if you are eating, at that time if you want to scratch, now what to do? It's a question like that. See, whatever you have to do, you do at that right time with the way you want to do. If you need your feet for something, you running, you should run. When you have to sit down, you should sit down. When you have to sleep, you must sleep. I mean, this is normal. Sahajogis does not mean that you should cut your noses. No, it doesn't mean that. It means you have to be more beautiful. It doesn't matter. You see, even if you bend 10 times. But it does matter if you pull back yourself, even once. Doesn't matter. To be humble, to be more humble and more humble, is so sweet and good. You see, makes you more cultured, more harmonious and beautiful. What's it?
I've been, in my humble way, devoted myself
Mm.
to the spiritual realization of myself.
Mm.
I adopted meditation. I've been doing it the last number of years.
Mm.
I realized that state at certain occasions when I feel myself highly elevated from this material world,
Mm.
a feeling of bliss, absolute peace, happiness, and joy.
Mm.
And I see the spirit which I concentrate upon in a very glorious, golden way,
Mm.
in a golden way. That state continues for some time, but it doesn't stay for a long time, for a long number of days.
Mm.
After a short time, again I find, I come down. And this goes like a curve. And when I find that from the high summit I have come down, I feel a little bit disturbed why it is happening. And I have found that the more I detach myself from my family, from my work, from my friends, from other things, the lighter I feel, and the greater number of meditation, the greater number of peace I get from the meditation. Now the present stage is this. About 1 year ago, when I would see a beautiful girl, a beautiful lady, I would remain restless perhaps for a week or for 2 days, 3 days or something like that. When I learned about Patanjali's yoga,
What yoga is this? What yoga you are doing?
now I'm just saying that now I'm perfectly all right.
What was that you did? What yoga did you do?
Well, as a matter of fact, I'm not following any yoga as such, but I have studied Patanjali.
Patanjali. All right.
And then when I meditate on that, now the result is this, that attraction which I used to have some time back is eliminated. But still, I do find a struggle within myself to maintain that state of mind, which gives me a lot of bliss. But that moment disappears, and then again I revert to that position. That is my personal goal. I think I have tried to be very open.
Yes, that's correct. All right. Now the first thing, where is what chakras are catching? That's it. Now see, to do Patanjali was a mistake in the very beginning. As a mother, I must tell you frankly, all right? Because Patanjali cannot be done unless and until you have some realized guru behind it. If you start doing it, it is unauthorized. See, it is an unauthorized thing to do. Like supposing I'm not a, say, policeman, all right, and I start behaving like a policeman, I'll be arrested. In the same way, you did it in an unauthorized way. By doing in an unauthorized way, you see, you have started in the wrong direction altogether. The direction was wrong. And the bliss and all that you get it is not the bliss that we are talking about. That's a bliss one gets when you see shirk responsibility, you can get it. You see, if you can get out of your family and children and all that, one can feel blissful if he thinks that it is having a sort of a pressure on you or a kind of a attachment or something. But in Sahaj Yoga, what happens is that you become a personality when you are in the drama, but you are just seeing it. You become a sakshi. That should happen. That's the reality. That's how it should happen. Once it happens to you, then you will just start seeing the whole thing as a drama. You understand? काय म्हणता? What is he saying? Huh? He is getting. Yes, he is a realized soul. Yes, he got realization. He got it. What about this gentleman? Yeah. In front of you, Marcus? So it should happen in the most natural way, in a spontaneous way. And God has given you that Ankura, which is called as Kundalini, which of course, you know, Kabira and all these people have talked about. But it is a Sahaja method. It just happens to you with a realized soul only. You cannot do it yourself. If you try to do it, you will be making a mistake. And that's what has happened in you. So now we have to completely sort of neutralize the effects of that. And then we'll raise your Kundalini, by which you will get your realization, by which gradually you'll get your vibrations, and you'll start understanding. All right? So you just now forget about that, what you have done it, and it's going to work out. Then it's a permanent thing. Hmm? What about his vibration, Marcus? Huh? Left or right? You got your realization, is it? I'm asking you. Is it all right? There's a catch on the left, is it? Are you feeling something? You get what? Uh-huh. Anybody who has any problems about chakras? Any one of the surgeries? Kuli, let me have some water. Anybody? So I'll have some water. Anybody who has any problem about their own chakras, please ask me. You see, because next time we'll be having lots of people here and then we won't be able to talk. So better ask me about it. Dinesh, what is your problem? Agya. I can see that clearly from here. You have to forgive people. Do you understand that? Forgive and forgive.
Shri Durga Mata Sakshat. Wameva Sakshat Shri Durga Mata Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namah. Now let's offer the Aparajita hymn.
Namo Devi Mahadevi Shivaye Satatam Namaha Namah Prakrute Badraye Niyata Pranata Smata Paraudraye Namo Nityaye Gaure Datre Namo Namah Jyotsnaye Chinjurupinye Sukaye Satatam Namo Namaha Kalanyaye Pranatam Vruje Sije Kurmo Namo Namaha Neruche Bobrutam Lakshmi Sarvanyete Namo Namaha Durgaye Durgaparaye Saraye Sarvakarinye Kyate Tateva Krishnaye Dumraye Satatam Namo Namah Ati Saumya Achiraudraye Namah Ati Saumya Achiraudraye Natastase Namo Namah Namo Jagat Pratishtaye Devi Kruti Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Vishnumayeti Shabdita Namastase 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 Namo Namaha Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Chaitani Chavidiyate Namastase 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 Namo Namaha Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Bodhirupena Samdita Namastase 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 Namo Namaha Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Nidrarupena Samstita Namastase 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 Namo Namaha Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Kshudarupena Samstita Namastase 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 Namo Namaha Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Jayarupena Samstita Namastase 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 Namo Namaha Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita Namastase 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 Namo Namaha Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Trashnarupena Samstita Namastase 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 Namo Namaha Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shantirupena Samstita Namastase 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 Namo Namaha Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Jatirupena Samstita Namastase 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 Namo Namaha Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Lajarupena Samstita Namastase 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 Namo Namaha Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Kshantirupena Samstita Namastase 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 Namo Namaha Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shradarupena Samsita Namastase 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 Namo Namaha Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Kantirupena Samstita Namastase 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 Namo Namaha Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Lakshmi Rupena Samstita Namastase 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 Namo Namaha Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Protirupena Samstita Namastase 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 Namo Namaha Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Smrtirupena Samstita Namastase 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 Namo Namaha Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Dayarupena Samstita Namastase 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 Namo Namaha Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Tushtirupena Samstita Namastase 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 Namo Namaha Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Matarupena Samstita Namastase 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 Namo Namaha Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Bhrantirupena Samstita Namastase 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 Namo Namaha Namastase 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 Namo Namaha Namastase 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 Namo Namaha
Shrimataji, oh Holy Mother, thank you for this meditation. Thank you for all your blessings. Thank you. Thank you to, for taking us in your divine love, in your divine kingdom. Jai Shri Mataji. Let's stand up and This is the third part of the Maha Mantra. Swameva Saksha Sri Karki Saksha Sri Sahasrara Swamini Moksha Pradaini Mataji Sri Nirmala Devi Namo Namah Sri Nirmala Devi Namo Namah Sri Nirmala Devi Namo Namah Sri Nirmala Devi Namaskar. Let's raise our Kundalini and make balance. Jai Shri Mataji, happy Navaratri celebration to all our brothers and sisters all over, all around the world. Jai Shri Mataji.